Welcome back to The Five. Well, yesterday, Ed Henry asked the president whether the administration was preventing whistleblowers from testifying about the Benghazi terror attack on 9/11.
There are people in your own State Department saying they've been blocked from coming forward, that they survived the terror attack and they want to tell their story. Will you help them come forward and just say it once and for all?
Ed, I'm not familiar with this notion that anybody's been blocked from testifying. So what I'll do is I will find out what exactly you're referring to.
They hired an attorney because they're saying that they've been blocked from coming forward.
I'm not familiar with it.
Well, Jay Carney was asked about it today. Here's his response.
Benghazi happened a long time ago. We are unaware of any agency blocking an employee who would like to appear before Congress to provide information related to Benghazi. These allegations are part of an unfortunate pattern of spreading misinformation and politicizing this issue. Anybody who wants to be heard by Congress is welcome to be heard by Congress in our view.
It happened a long time ago. That's how he opened. Dana, that to me, it really struck me. This is how they treat this. Not even a year, but just a couple months ago, 4 Americans dead. It happened a long time ago.
They've been trying to sweep this under the rug from the beginning. I have maintained that they should have initially either they needed to come clean on the talking points issue, on who pushed the video, who gave Ambassador Susan Rice the bad information, and they owe it to these the families of these 4 Americans who were killed to be upfront about it. Now, if he's saying that they're okay with them testifying, then let's have that hearing next week. And Darrell Issa plans to hold that hearing. I think the other thing that surprised me about that press conference, thinking last night, is when President Obama said, "I'm not aware of that allegation." So one of our complaints has been that the mainstream media hasn't covered the story as much. But these guys are supposed to be the social media geniuses of the universe. So where this story has played out is actually on social media. So I think that they did a poor job. They either did a poor job of preparing the president for the press conference, or there's something fishy enough that it continues to raise concerns and questions from others.
It is very fishy, Eric. Victoria Tenzing, I talked to her on the radio today. She's the attorney representing these employees, and she said, Andrea, they're playing games completely. Darrell Issa, the chairman, sent a letter to John Kerry. We know, we can confirm, and still up into this show, they've been giving her the runaround at the State Department.
And the thought that the White House doesn't know that these people want to testify, the thought that they're any way, shape, or form unaware of what's going on is laughable. It's laughable. It's disingenuous at best. It's lying, outright lying, to cover their own asses, because they know it's now 7 months and there's no one in jail for Benghazi. And meanwhile, allegedly the perpetrator, the masterminds, around walking around Libya free. And allegedly people know who he is. So go after him. Go find him.
And we do have that soundbite, actually. Adam Housley's done excellent reporting on this. Here is the special ops guy who actually would not reveal his identity, revealing that information.
If Ambassador Stevens' family knew that we were sitting on information about the people who killed their son, their brother, and we could look them as a government in the face, then we're messing up. We're messing up.
Greg, so now Fox News reporting they know who the suspect is. But the New York Times knew who the suspect is. They saw him drinking mango juice weeks later in a cafe. So if the New York Times can find him, why can't we?
Yeah, talk about a brotherly bond. Forget the terrorists. It's the media in the White House. The media is self-radicalized to Obama. Benghazi gets a shrug. A gay athlete gets a hug. That's how our media goes these days. If a story is too difficult, they avoid it. In Watergate, Nixon lied, but nobody died. In Benghazi, 4 dead. White House went to bed.
Bob, and we know that this suspect as well was in Tunisia at a certain point. The administration could have had him extradited. They didn't. At this point, are you willing to say there's been some incompetence on the highest levels at the administration?
I mean, that goes without saying. But I think, first of all, the Tunisians did not offer to send him back. 1, 2, It could be, and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, that they've got this guy, they've identified him, and they're trying to use him to find other people who are involved in this. That's the best hope I could get out of this. In terms of people testifying from the administration, of course they can go forward and testify. The real issue for them is, are they going to get themselves in trouble for promotions, for other things, if they do it? And that threat like that to somebody is in and of itself against the law. And so I think if this guy who was speaking with his voice covered up in darkness, I'm sure that he believes what he saw, but he still could come forward. And I would be shocked if something were to happen to him and he didn't get a promotion, that people wouldn't be all over about it.
He's actually not one of the people who wants to testify. He claims that he knows that the perpetrator, the mastermind of the Benghazi attack is free. He knows who he is, and a lot of people do know it. The actual people who want to come forward have been threatened, saying, "Listen, if you do that, good luck."
How do we know that? How do we know that?
Because they talked to one of their attorneys today.
Yeah, that's what their lawyer is saying, and she's actually waited, Dana, a couple weeks on this to go public with it. But once she saw she was getting the runaround, she said, "I'm not going to keep this quiet anymore." Does it bother you that the president came out yesterday and said, "I'm committed to getting to the bottom of this," and then we hear this, that they could be threatening and blocking?
Well, Victoria Townsend, she is not somebody who seeks a lot of publicity. She has written over the years in the Wall Street Journal. She's an experienced Department of Justice lawyer. But for her to go public after feeling that frustrated after 2 weeks, I think that there must be. That's why I'm saying there must be something to what she is saying, if she would be willing to put herself out there like that. She's not a lawyer who likes to just get on television.
I know that she's a very tough and a competent lawyer, and I would be surprised if she didn't, at some point, decide that she's going to get her clients out there and expose this pressure on them, so it exists. I mean, I have no doubt about Victoria. I know her, and I think she's quite a good lawyer, but it seems to me to be much more here than we know, and we ought to be a little careful about speculating.
I just like how it really is only Fox News that is calling these people whistleblowers. The rest of the media sees them as counter-revolutionaries.